Hello, good morning and good evening to Peter from Empress. Thank you for joining me. For the people out there who don't know Empress yet, who could this be? Just introduce yourself and say what you're doing. Where you come from. What's your music? What you're all about.
Hi, my name is Peter. I play in Empress. I do vocals and guitar. From Canada, Vancouver, Canada. And we play post metal that's also doom metal. I'm not sure what the genre is, really.
Yeah.
We kind of jump all over the place.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but I want in preparation of this talk, I was listening to, oh man, I forgot the song. It was 9 minutes or something, and yeah, it was kind
Lion's
of.
Blood.
Pardon me?
Lion's Blood.
Exactly, Lion's Blood, and it was. I mean, I like it, but I don't know what it is. For some people, it's very important to have little boxes where you can put in things. But yeah, you are out of a lot of boxes, so I don't know what you are.
Yeah, we definitely genre tap quite a bit, like similar to what Yob does and what Paul Bear does. They essentially don't do anything traditionally. They kind of just go off what they like, really, and then organically create their own sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with this latest release that we're promoting, we definitely tapped in to a sound that we can grab onto as far as moving forward and writing the next album goes. It's definitely put us in a lot more focused ground.
Okay, so this means before you were kind of more all over the place, and now you're kind of streamlining it a little bit, or how do I understand this?
Before we definitely we said to ourselves, like, hey, we want to do the Elder Neurosis thing, and we found that what we were creating is essentially not either of those bands. You can definitely hear those influences, but it doesn't sound essentially like them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good for us.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have your own take on things, but anyway, it sounded like you were kind of consciously being more streamlined, or maybe I misunderstood this.
At the beginning of the project, we definitely had more of a focus. Hey, we should be just a doom sludge thing, and then what we ended up creating, we noticed it's a lot more progressive post metal on that side.
Yeah.
But with the mix of the other stuff.
I mean, honestly, me personally, I hate to put labels on things because it's just, for me as a DJ, it's quite easy. I just listen to music, and if I like it, I play it, and I really don't care what kind of genre it is. But of course, for, kind of what we need today, the marketing issue of you need to put a label on your music, and then it really sucks. For you it's much harder because I really like your approach that you're all over the place, but on the other hand, it's really tough for you to get
momentum in whatever genre.
Exactly. So how are you dealing with it? I don't. Do you have a label, right?
Yeah, we signed with Petrichor label for this album.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So and how are they? I mean, do they tell you be a little bit more like this, or how do they label you? How is your label labeling you?
As a doom post metal band,
just
those two genres. That's kind of the most condensed genre aspects we are.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair for them to say.
Okay, of course, yeah. That's the point I'm making. It's kind of they need to cater to their audience, and they need to get traction for you. So we need to kind of start somewhere, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
just putting on its music, it's not enough.
Yeah.
So where are you coming from? Music wise, so I mean, what maybe now specific with you because I have you here. What's your background? When do you started with music? How did it all happen to come to this point?
Well, the current members and now past member because of Brendan's passing last year.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah, our bass player Brendan, he passed away in 2019. It was just health complications.
Okay.
We don't actually know exactly what, other than yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
not get into this. Sorry, I didn't know. That's why I wouldn't have asked.
It absolutely, yeah. It's cool to talk about. But sorry, background. I actually come from like hardcore aspect of music. I played in a project for 6-7 years. It was hardcore music. Chris, he played in a Doom band, just straight up Doom. That's all it was. It was more of the bong ripper stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they Brendan and Chris played together in that band. Chris eventually left that band. Brendan stayed in it because it was his baby. But during that time, me and Chris had gone to an Elder show, and when we went to that show, we didn't say, "Hey, we want to be like this band. Hey, we want to do something like this band experience-wise," because what we felt was an experience, right? So we looked at each other. We said we wanted to start something like this, and Chris thought, "Hey, we should get Brendan, who was our friend for 15 plus years. We supported each other's projects, went to each other's shows, played shows together, all that stuff. So we started. Chris actually moved a couple of months into starting the project to Germany for a year.
Oh,
which
cool.
is yeah.
Where did he went? Where did he went?
He lived in Berlin. He traveled everywhere.
Okay,
but
okay,
he
yeah.
was
It
mainly
doesn't
based in
really
Berlin.
matter. So sorry, but I'm German based, so would be interesting.
That is cool to us.
Thank you.
So Chris moved there. He actually joined a band called Peace that is from there, which is essentially whatever you would label High on Fire as. They were more that.
Okay, I don't know them. Sorry, I'm not the biggest metal connoisseur to be honest. Metal is more for my kind of taste. For me, it's more on the fringes. I like industrial metal and the occasional different kind. I mean, you fit in there because you're not traditional metal or some. I mean, you're something special to put it easily. Yeah, I'm more gothic, dark rock, dark pop. That's kind of my stuff. And you
Awesome.
you have your doomy aspect, I think, kind of draw me to your music. It's not the happy kind of sunshine and whatever. So anyway, so that's why I might not get all your references. I have a limited
Absolutely.
knowledge of all the metal community stuff, to be honest.
They're just aggressive, fast doom is what
Okay.
Peace is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So Chris joined that band while he was living there for a year. He came back. We finished our first EP. While he was gone, me and Brendan were writing following material. And yeah, he came back, and then we've just been nonstop writing ever since. But because Chris had joined that band piece, we got the opportunity to play in Germany for our first tour.
Cool.
Yeah. So we did a split EP with that band, which is on Soul Wrecked Records. They are a German label. Just a DIY label. Sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, that was our first tour experience. Was just playing in Germany, which is for being in Canada, that as your first experience is very special to us.
I guess so. Yeah. How was it? I mean, the typical thing is to ask, how was the beer? Were the ladies? Or how was the humor? I mean, how were you treated? And where did you play? I mean, do you remember the cities?
Yeah. We played Karlsruhe, Kiel, Berlin. We played. We started in Berlin, and then we did a loop,
a circle.
to west.
I see. Okay.
I don't remember every city, but we stopped in Czech Republic for one show as well.
Cool. Czech Republic. Yeah. I really like the Czech Republic, to be honest. And I mean, it's great beer. I'm not a big beer drinker myself. Even if I'm a German.
Neither am I, actually.
Okay, good. That's good. Usually, I lived for a while in Montreal, for example. And if people ask me why I was in Montreal, I told them, I got kicked out of Germany because I don't like beer and I don't like soccer. Fußball. Anyway. But the Czech beer is really good. It's even even if people will hate me now here in Germany, I think it's better than the German beer, because I think their tradition is even older than the German one. But anyway, this is just so you played bigger clubs or smaller clubs. How big were the venues you played?
It was just small clubs. We played shows from either like 5 to 10 people to 100 people. Each show is definitely different.
Okay.
I think one show was just a bummer, but
okay.
But we got a place to stay and food to eat and gas in our tank. So
okay,
that's can't even argue.
What exactly? What else can you want for your first tour?
Experience.
And is there any remarkable things you remember, or some funny shenanigans what happens as you were on tour you want to share? I mean, only if you want to share.
Oh yeah, we didn't do anything ridiculous. None of us. We just wanted to get to know each other and like have some beer and not get too crazy. But the coolest thing that I think happened, it was in Kiel, and a guy came with printed photos of us, and he wanted them signed. And it was just like a 70-year-old man. We had no idea anyone even knew who we were, and he researched us and absolutely loved us and wanted to show some gratitude. So that was very, very cool. And we didn't get much time to actually explore, except in Berlin. We had like 6 hours to go sightsee.
That's nothing for Berlin.
I know. So we went around almost the entire city on foot and through transit.
I highly doubt that you went around the whole city in 6 hours, because the city is really big. But I know what you mean. I mean, you got the main parts basically. You could walk around. And I don't know. Vancouver is also a quite big city, right? So it's like 2 million or something. I don't know.
Something around there. I barely know to myself. It's the same where it has a lot of districts.
Yeah, I know Berlin is kind of, I mean, Berlin is such a big city, and I guess the German history also. It was separated, so you have kind of two different kind of Berlins who were in different countries for a while. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of diversity. I really love Berlin. It's the German melting pot, you can say. You find a lot of alternative things, and it's crazy.
It's very multicultural.
Yeah, I really I
Yeah.
remember I was there once with one American, and we didn't have any clue, and we just walked around, and there was a party there, and there was da da da, and it was great, and we were just in it, and we didn't really know what we did, but it was fun anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. I really loved Montreal. I have not seen much from Canada, to be honest, because I worked for 2 years there. But anyway, you are. I just want to say you have a great places there as well. I was
Thank
only
you.
in Toronto and in Montreal, really, and a few
Yeah.
little countryside things. But anyway, okay. So your first tour in Germany, and where you hadn't had a label, you just was kind of doing it on your own, right?
Yes. And we put out the split EP on Soul Wreck Records. Other than that, we didn't have any label backing. But oddly enough, like the tour was more or less a success, and we didn't actually owe anything. We just paid for our plane tickets. That's it.
Oh, that's perfect because yeah, I mean, starting out and see that's a good question. I guess you're not in the position yet to really live from the music, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's your day jobs or how do you support yourself?
Chris is a carpenter,
Hmm.
to put it generally. And I am a factory worker. Sorry. I wouldn't want to say the company names.
No, that's fine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just don't tell me anything I shouldn't know, because the whole world might know later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So you have normal day jobs basically, and do it for fun.
Yeah. Me and Chris definitely have our day jobs to cater to the thing we love, which is music. And same with myself. I don't really do anything professionally that I love. I just do it to cater the thing that I do love. And
Got it.
the thing that I spend the most time on, either by myself or with other people writing for different projects, stuff like that, it is definitely music.
Okay. So you have more projects where you work on. It's
Yeah.
Empress is just one of. It's your main project or.
Me personally, my Empress is my main project. I'm also in a band called Seer, who's had a few releases on a German label, Art of Propaganda.
Okay. I haven't heard of it.
That's all good. And we are currently signed to Artifact. They are a Toronto-based label, but they live in the UK.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
odd.
That is odd. I don't know why they do it like that, but it's cool.
Okay, yeah, whatever, I mean,
Yeah,
whatever works for
floats
them,
boats.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, how is the situation currently in Vancouver? I mean, we're still in the Corona crisis.
Yeah.
I guess there's not a lot of live shows right now. So, what are you doing? I know your new EP or album is coming out soon, right? On
Yes.
October 9th, right?
Yes.
But I guess this was already done before the crisis, or so. What are you doing right now, music-wise? I mean, there's no live shows.
Yeah.
How do you pass the time, basically?
Other than the shows not being available to us, it's actually just business as usual for us. We just constantly write.
Okay.
Both Empress and my other band, Seer. Uh, it is just something we all collectively like to do. So if we can't do one thing, that's totally okay. We can work on another.
Okay. I
Um,
see.
yeah.
So
And
you're basically always writing music, and is it more like that you put a lot of songs, I mean, or ideas you put out there and try them out, and then toss them away if they don't really work like you want, or what's your writing process like? Maybe let's get into this a little bit.
yeah. For Empress, the writing process was definitely have a structural idea in mind,
Mm-hmm.
a type of progression throughout the whole song, what we want. And we just try whatever works. That's how we started. And then as we've been writing more and more, it's more of a conceptual, real idea that makes sense
Mm-hmm. Okay.
for a whole album.
I see. So,
Yeah.
do we have an overarching theme, or how do you pick your um, how do you decide what belongs on an album?
There was definitely an overarching theme with Premonition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we definitely wanted to tap into a few different um, styles, but we wanted to have the dynamic peaks and valleys that we wanted to have
Mm-hmm.
to get the feeling throughout the entire album that we got, which was more of an emotional experience.
I see. I see. Yeah, this is, I'm like I said, I'm a radio DJ as well, and it's I usually stay away from such long songs because it's for me it's like I press play and then for 10 minutes I can go to the bathroom or
Relax.
something
Yeah,
where
exactly.
there's not much for me to do. But on the other hand, I just had a song on. It was only 1 minute and 32 seconds, and this was also kind of okay. This is very short. I really like it, but it's kind of when it start. I mean, when it starts, it's finished already. So I'm always amazed, with this rock doom and that such long songs we still work. I mean, they don't get boring, and you have a lot of progressions in it. So it's like a soundscape. It's more like a painting, and you
Yeah,
slowly
that
get along with it, and new things open up, and so I really like this music, but it's tough in the context where I usually live in. In
yeah,
my context is like a song is 3 to 4 minutes, something like this. And
yeah,
and for me, as I plan ahead my radio shows, it's kind of I know like 12 songs I can put in 1 hour with a little bit of talking and stuff, and you kind of you derail my whole process
yeah,
because
exactly.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
three of your songs and I'm done, kind of.
yeah.
But I think it's fascinating. Is how how do you decide how long such a song is, or because for me it's as I mean, hard to say, because it changes from one thing to another, and another band would have maybe, okay, the first part is one song, the second part is one song, and you group it together. How do you decide this on the structure of a song? You know what I'm talking about? Because you,
Yeah,
you kind
yeah.
of string ideas together, and that's fine. It works. It's just other people would have chopped it off to 3 songs where you do one. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. Um, Actually, we have quite a lot of short songs,
Okay.
intentionally because we want both because
Hmm.
that's what we all listen to personally. We definitely, when we started this project, we paid attention to that. Like, we don't want to be only incredibly long songs. That is not for anyone else, but for ourselves and our personal taste, because it's not like we only listen to 10-minute songs, and
Mm-hmm.
we only listen to Tool albums, and we dedicate 2 hours of our day every you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay, you're not one
when
trick pony or one-sided thing. Yeah, I guess you listen to other music as well. Not just
Yes,
rock and metal and whatever.
yeah, yeah. That's why we don't have too many long songs and we don't have too many short songs. We definitely wanted the best of both worlds for ourselves.
Okay, okay. So it's kind of it just happens. It's not like a conscious effort that this song should be long and this song should be short. It's kind of what happens in the rehearsal space or while you're writing it.
Yeah, yeah, both. We definitely know when something's finished, and we definitely take into account something that we want to create. So when we want a short song, there's an intention for writing a short song. We either want fast and it being a banger, or um, just a type of song, like a standard progression of a pop song,
I
which is
see.
fine.
Hmm.
Uh, we just put doom riffs in a pop song. It's fine.
Okay, no, that's cool. But you just said you definitely know when a song is finished because a lot of artists I'm talking to, it's kind of it's always kind of just a snapshot because it's always work in progress. You can always add more things and make it a bit, or maybe put an intro or an outro or whatever. I mean. You sound very confident and I like it, but it's rare that somebody knows, okay, this is now finished because most people I know is kind of they make some music and then let it lay for 1 or 2 weeks and then re-listen to it and see, okay, does it still work and is it then finished? You seem a little bit more like, in tune with your working process. If you can say confidently, oh, now it's finished, it's done.
Well, again, it's the type of song that we are either referencing or want to be creating. If we got everything that we wanted to for painting that picture,
Hmm.
then yeah, like it's absolutely done. We don't need to butcher it or make it too long or make it too short. It depends on the type of song we want to create.
I see. I see. Okay, that's cool. it's
Yeah.
you seem to do well. So how about as you are like a DIY, is it right? Do it yourself, yeah.
D
DIY band.
DIY. Yeah.
Genau, exactly. So who is mixing your songs and how do you go about mastering and you have somebody to do it?
For our first two EPs, we made them tonally different things. The first EP was intentionally supposed to be sludge and doom sounding, so that's how we wanted it to sound. So we got someone that we wanted to record with and mix it for that type of genre. And the
Hmm.
second EP, the reason why we wanted it to be more metal was because we wanted to test our ground on that. Um, it's completely different progressions we would have normally done intentionally because we wanted to test our capability
Hmm.
while we were writing for the full length album. So the first two EPs was recorded at Bully Studios in New Westminster, British Columbia, and the full length album was recorded and mixed at Rain City Recorders in Vancouver.
Hmm.
Um, by different people, but intentionally because we wanted different sounds.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how did you find these people? I mean, where were the connection coming from?
Um, we've known these guys forever. Mike, who was running Bullies at that time, he changed to Little Red Studios in New West now.
Hmm.
Um, he is someone that has recorded a bunch of projects that we know of.
Hmm.
Um, and Same with Jesse Gander, who is at Rain City. Uh, he's recorded tons of bands that we're friends with, or just albums that we respect.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you picked them like this. Okay, you got in touch with them, and these were the guys you wanted to work for.
Yes.
With, not work for. Well, I mean, maybe work for, but work with.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay, so we had some say you recorded it there, and then we kind of also added like, okay, play it a little bit like this and that. The typical studio stuff. I see. Okay. Yeah. So how is the metal community, or you come from hardcore crowds in Vancouver? Is there a big scene, or I haven't been in Vancouver, to be honest.
It's not okay. So Vancouver isn't like Toronto, where Toronto has a much larger music community, but because of government backing, like government funding, they get far more than British Columbia does, but just because the population there is bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that, it's just smaller community than Toronto, but just as passionate about whatever genre is available to them. You'll have people that are just as excited to see a Taylor Swift concert as they are a Judas Priest concert. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's very genre fluid, and there's a lot of niche groups in Vancouver where you would not find in Toronto. Like, we have scooter clubs and like small motor clubs and stuff like that, but tons of them.
Okay. What's a motor club? I mean, like a little roller, or like for the streets, the mopeds or something.
They'll find a very large parking lot and fill it full of car enthusiasts at night.
Okay.
Stuff like that. There's tons of little clubs like that in Vancouver where it's almost like everyone is dipping into different kinds of interests rather than Vancouver just being about one specific thing that it's known for.
I see. Okay, yeah. Okay. No, I got it. So maybe this also is your influence of being, not really one thing, but a lot of things. So kind of what's amalgamation, or a mix of all this. What kind of? I mean, you're an artist, so kind of everything. We're a bunch
of bastards, yeah.
No, it's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. So sounds. I mean, really sounds nice. Okay, I should check out Vancouver once I'm in Canada again. So what? As you are also a DIY band, how are you going about with promotion? I mean, now that you cannot play live shows. That would be the easiest, to get some traction. How do you do this now in this kind of strange times we are living in?
The exact same way. So if we're hiring a publicist or a marketing person, it all depends on what we have content-wise to give out. So if we're not playing shows, then we should be making more video content. Like, but with that, we wouldn't want to make anything that we wouldn't feel comfortable with, or something we wouldn't care about ourselves. Like, we haven't done a live stream show, but that is because none of us watch live stream shows. Even though they're definitely, people have been creative with them, but they're definitely funded well. So we can't really give that kind of attention to a live stream video where it would cost us tons of money that we would never see again.
But
But
why would it cost you tons of money? If you just I mean, you're in your rehearsal space right now. So you have set up a laptop or a camera. I'm guessing you're
yeah,
talking to. So why not just put in another camera and then start in your rehearsal space and do a live show, a stream?
again, a stream. We could very well do that. It's just, do we watch them currently? Do we like them currently? If
Okay.
it's a no, then it's
I
we
see.
should
I see.
try something else.
So
Yeah.
so it's kind of like because you wouldn't watch it, so you wouldn't do it, kind of.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to do something that we wouldn't back ourselves and wouldn't
No, okay, this I
watch.
get.
Yeah.
This I get, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We might in the future. We have no idea. It depends.
Okay.
Maybe we'll turn around in a few months and want to do it. We have no idea. But
Perfect.
it's just currently not on our mind. So even when the pandemic hit, my first reaction was to just start writing a full length like right away. So
Okay. Yeah.
we're deep into writing currently.
I see. Okay, I mean, yeah, maybe also what happened here in my hometown is that some of the clubs, I mean, we have the same issue like you guys. I mean, it's worldwide.
Yeah.
So they started to have concerts, basically, where just the band is on stage and they stream the concert live. And so just to kind of say, we are still here, we are still around. And of course, it's not the same because the concert is played without a real live audience. But at least you're on a real stage and with real effects and whatever. And people can tune in. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I did it only once or twice, but this was because I was just online as it happened. I'm kind of linked to them. They put it on YouTube, on a live stream on YouTube, and when I listened for a while. But yeah, I'm not like. I guess this is what also you're feeling like. I'm not gonna sit down at a certain time and wait for a live stream to start to sit in my office here and listen to a band playing live over a stream. It's just not the same. And here I'm completely with you.
So with ideas like that, I can't at all knock any band for even wanting to do that. We do something similar in Vancouver where plenty of bands have done that, and that's cool. It's just not something that we would want to do. If we did a video live stream thing, I don't think we could do it as a live stream. It should be an artistic experience that someone can watch it whenever they want. So I might as well just make a live show concert that we can just put out on YouTube and just leave it there. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And so sorry, go ahead.
We're not a giant band, so it's like, why would we charge people to watch a video on YouTube or whatever streaming service they're using to watch a live stream? I don't think I would want to charge anyone. I think the right idea would have to be behind it, as far as what the production of it should be. Maybe I'll eventually get there. The idea is kind of brewing. I don't exactly know what it should be yet, but maybe in the future we'll try something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm also the streams I watched so far. We were all free, so I didn't have to pay for anything. But I get your point. It's more like it's also a little bit like taking the audience seriously. You just not just throwing out stuff and here we take it or leave it or whatever. Not much done. And it has some appeal. For some people who are really interested, it's interesting to see you working in your rehearsal space and tuning your amp and doing this and that and stuff. So some people don't know anything about that, and for them it's interesting. But yeah, on the other hand, it's kind of as an artist, you want to take your audience seriously, and you want to present them with a nice
with something that
yeah.
If someone was presenting something to me and we're paying for it, it should be not just something that we would normally see at like just a live show. That's just how I feel about it. Everyone feels differently. But if it was just like a regular live show with nothing special to add to it, I don't think I could do it.
Nope.
It's just
I got it. No, I'm with you. This is kind of, I had this conversation with someone else, and also just going on stage and if you're in the audience and you have your T-shirt on and whatever, and then you go on stage and then you dress up a little bit, or you put a special shirt on, or just to show. This is the transformation from the person, the normal person to the one on stage. Now you're becoming someone else. You're okay. Don't get it wrong.
You're trying to create an experience.
Exactly. You take the audience seriously, and you're becoming the rock star. This is what the people paid for, and they want to see something. They want to see a performance, and so and putting on some clothes also helps you with your performance. Even if it's just a different shirt or whatever, or you take off your shirt, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, and so. Anyway, is there any? Do you planning on some videos? I mean, some real videos for your songs?
We because of the passing of Brendan, we didn't really have much of an option for trying to collect ourselves for doing something like that. I think, maybe in the future with the following releases, we will try something like that. Yep. But it's not going to be what we think it is. It's going to be something much different.
Okay. This is very, it's not going to be what we think it is. It's going to be different. Okay.
Yeah. So because of the passing of our band member, maybe a better idea would be, hey, we should play a performance with a bunch of his friends that already like our music, or a bunch of friends that we've already made along the way to perform those things. Something like that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was more thinking of let's say a traditional music video, like with a story content and stuff, and you might not even be involved as a band or just as a actor or something in it. Something like this. I was envisioning. But you can as a promotional tool, not just playing. Making a performance. So sorry. This is what I meant.
Yeah, my mistake. I think we'll try something in the future. We already tried something a few months ago with creating a video, and it kind of just fell apart on itself. So in the future, we'll definitely try something.
Okay, yeah, because this is something I like too. Especially with, I think it will be a little bit harder with your songs, as they are kind of so emotional and already so or they're kind of like paintings in music already. So it will be tough to put on another coat of paint, another lick of paint over it, because what I really like with your soundscapes and dreamy stuff is kind of it happens all in your mind. So in a way, it lessens. It could, let's put it this way, it could lessen the quality of it, because when you show them, it's like reading a book. You have it all in your mind, and things happen, and you are the. If you read the same book as me, you have different thoughts on it, or different, your people look different, and exactly, you have different visions, and so this is the same with your music. I listen to it and I have, oh man, this is kind of this dark, I don't know, forest nightscape and whatever. And somebody else listens, it's an open field and it's just some mist coming up, and all this. And then if you condense it and put it in a video, and you kind of could, you could take away the charm.
Everyone has a different idea of what the imagery should be. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I can really see. This could be even a bummer to make a video. To kind of condense it to something, and then it is this. Yeah. So maybe it's even not a good idea. Maybe it's not even a good idea to make a video. So on the other hand, what I try to talk with you about, the promotional stuff, then you would need kind of some people are more on YouTube, some people are more there, and so in a way you should kind of make yourself available and accessible. So maybe you take one of the shorter songs or so where you could condense the story more. So
we definitely did that on our first EP. We had 2 music videos that we put out. One was an official music video with performance and story. We definitely wanted a few music videos, but the overall result is not exactly what I think it should have been. So we had stopped. So if that initial idea is there to have a overarching story in a musical performance, then that would be cool, and we would definitely consider doing that. But it should be there first. So, okay. And this time around, it's not. So if something comes up in the future, we might have a new music video. We don't know.
I see. So what was the disappointment of your? You thought you get more clicks or views or whatever for the music videos, or was a backlash of some kind?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It was just the end result wasn't exactly what I thought it should have been. Yeah.
I see. Okay, no, when I completely I understand you. I do music myself, and my first video where I paid a lot of money and I didn't really like it in the end. So I was very disappointed, and okay.
At least you got it out of the way, and then you can come up with other ideas after.
Yeah. Anyway, for now, my advice to you is, if you want to take it, be involved as much as you can, because this is what I just said. With you read a book and you have different visions, and I read a book and see something different, and so the movie maker or the video creator has a different vision, and sometimes it's really cool, and they are really in sync with you and have the same vision, but sometimes they veer off a little bit, and if you get in too late, when you're kind of like, oh well, this is not how I see it and how I want to be seen.
I think if we just wanted to make a video just to make a video without any real idea behind it, I think it would just end up sucking. And why would
exactly? Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, no. This is. This is also the good part on the position you are now. You don't have to live from the music, even if I guess you wouldn't mind to be able to. So, but on the other hand, it makes it kind of takes away the pressure of, putting out stuff, pumping out things to just be relevant and just to, okay, here am I, and look at me. So you have more more time, or you can take more care of a brand you want to develop. And as you said, your first album was more doom sludge, and now you are kind of more, in a way, playful. At least this is how I see it. You're kind of not, you're finding still kind of your voice, and I mean your sound maybe. And now with your passing band member, I guess you're gonna recruit a new bass player, or you're looking for one, I guess.
In eventual time, we will get a new bass player. Definitely has to be the right person, and I guess the appropriate amount of healing should be there for both me and Chris about that kind of scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely get that, because, even especially you're a very small band for such an epic sound you're making, just 3 band members. That's also quite an accomplishment. You're 3 members, and the sound is like, very
It's
big.
very full.
Yeah, it's very grandiose. No, really, it is. So, usually if I think of a 3-piece band, then it's like a punk band, and it's straight and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're coming from hardcore, so you know what is kind of a 3-piece band, and going on and fast and stuff. And it's fine, I don't mind that, but it's I was a little bit surprised to see that it's just three guys. So and of course I know that the how you say the fabric of a band is with a new member, it will become something new, even if you select it very carefully. I guess like what you're doing, you're still in the healing phase. But it will become something different. I mean, and this is how it should be, because a band lives from the people, different visions, different things you like, and then you throw it together, and that's the nice thing of it. But yeah, it won't be easy, I guess.
If it's the right idea, I think it'll be definitely the next progression. Luckily for Empress, every one of our releases actually does sound quite a bit different, sonically at least, and even song structurally, it's all different. So the next thing that is going to be different, it's not like we're going to try to backtrack and try to relive glory days or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
It'll definitely be that next progression that we should take.
And in a way, I mean, even if it's a sad thing, right now it's a good time for you, because there wouldn't be any live stuff anyway. So you have time to heal, and you have time to, to kind of sit down and just look what you want with your music, and also when you know who would fit, because like you said in before, you're kind of really versed into or in your little universe in Vancouver, and there's so many different things. So I guess you will find in due time. The best thing is, I just talked with a friend about it. If you're single and you're looking for a girl, a girlfriend and stuff, and you're single and you have these hungry eyes, and you go out and, hello, are you free? And then you want to be with me and stuff. Nothing really happens usually. But if you're not looking, and if you're just happy and content, like you seem at the moment, then things happen, naturally. Because when this guy and that guy, my point is, sometimes it's better not to force something and to, okay, we need to find someone now, and blah, 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 and we go on, and then things fall into place.
Just create like an iron fist kind of situation where you're just kicking a dead horse. Yeah, like we never did that from the start. And I think what is special about this band to to us is everything that we've been given opportunity-wise, none of us have had that before. Like with touring Germany and different labels trying to approach us, stuff like that. Like we've never had that at all. So it's definitely very cool to watch organically how it is growing without us trying to force it to.
Yep. And I think that's the best approach. And you seem to be very calm and level-headed. Just see where it goes and what will happen, and be content with what you have. So that's a good thing, because some let's put it some younger people, we really they put out an EP and then why am I not famous? It's out for 2 days now, and people
gosh.
should. I guess it seems like you know what I'm talking about.
I don't want to knock on any genre or point any band out, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's just that's not cool. Your mom thinks you suck. Like, don't do that. That's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I really like your attitude. It's kind of this is what we do, this is what we love, and that's the best way anyway. Because for you, whatever happens is cool. Like you said, you already had a tour in Germany, and now you're doing this and doing that, writing new material. And if something happens, cool. If not, we did what we love. That's the most important thing. And so you always win, basically. Of course, you put in some money and some time, but putting in money and time in something you love is not wasted.
So with the money and time thing, I just want to stress to any musician that is going to listen to this, like, there are plenty of options where you don't have to fork every penny that you have out of your pocket. There's opportunities for government funding, because lots of countries have government funding for music programs. Take advantage of that, because when you find that your project can fund itself based on your work ethic, I think that is the easiest way to grow and not stress yourself out and just crumble from within, because you're bitter toward every band member that didn't fork over $500, because that's just the way you're living. I that's just not a healthy way for a band to last, or even want to be in the same room. Like me and Chris, and as well as Brendan, we definitely took a lot of that into consideration. So we're not very strict about we have to jam 3 days a week for X amount of hours, no matter what. And it just becomes a miserable experience. When we need time off and to back off to be able to write together, then we just take it. That's a okay and healthy thing for us to be doing, and that's just what worked for us. So if anyone does listen to this, there are better ways to grow what it is you want to be growing, without being unhealthy toward other people.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I think the younger generation of musicians that are coming up definitely have been tapping into that, at least in our city, as far as we've seen. And we've seen healthy outcomes to it, like just better experience for the members. They're all happier. Bigger, better things happen for them because of a healthier work ethic toward each other and their project.
No, I'm completely with you. It's kind of what sometimes people lack in these days. I think it's patience, to just be happy to do what you love to do, and just be like, okay, if things happen, fine. Calmness also, to not overstress or be burdened or kind of setting success or goals that are wrong, because success is, yeah.
Yeah. Um, Setting unrealistic goals for a project and its members is not a realistic experience. And there's plenty of other things that you can do for the project that you love, which doesn't involve like very strict schedule of writing and rehearsing, and it has to be this, it has to be that every single month, every single year for years until it crumbles on itself. Like there's plenty of other ways to progress yourself other than having a strict schedule of just one thing this, one thing that, and stressing your members out essentially.
Yep. No, I'm completely with with you. It's so. I think it's a little bit the instant gratification era we're living in. You put something out and you think like you become a rock star overnight and something. Nobody want to work for things anymore and just doing it because they enjoy it. They I don't know. It's maybe the media puts on some different views on it.
I wouldn't want to blame any specific person, but young, impressionable musicians can get lots of wrong ideas and can make lots of different kinds of mistakes before they're going to make a right decision. And at least in my case, in my early musicianhood, I made plenty of mistakes willingly to be able to take healthy steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you seem to have learned from it. That's also a thing, and that's absolutely normal. That if you're young and you don't know much, and even if you're older, that doesn't mean we don't do mistakes now. It's just you get a little bit more knowledgeable. You see a little bit more ahead, and is it a good idea or not? And how do you feel with it? And this doesn't mean
you're not pulling the trigger on something you shouldn't be pulling on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're a little bit more cautious, maybe. You just have seen a little bit more. That's basically it. It's not that we are so much more clever than the young kids. We might be clever in a lot of different ways, but we are a little bit. I think this is the tune I get from you. It's we are a little bit more calm, and because of this calmness, we can sit back a little bit and look at it. Do I really want to do it?
Objectively, yeah.
Yeah, and this is not like, let's not bash on them too much.
I definitely know what you're tapping into. Definitely for at least any young musician that's going to listen to any advice of any old fart, which I never listen to at all. It's if you don't feel that what you are doing, that you are connected to at all, and you're just kind of a robot hired gun into it, odds are it's going to make you miserable and other people around you miserable. So don't fucking do that, maybe. I don't know.
No. This is like, I was just thinking, there are so many online tutorials on how to do it, how to get more fans, how to do this and that and that. And a lot of young people do that and follow all the steps and then think they become famous. But we forget, just work
That's
on your
not
music.
reality.
Just work on the things you love and if you have 2 fans, it's more worth than 10,000 clicks of something because you clickbaited them into thinking this will be something great because you read it somewhere that you have to do it this way, and be authentic. That's also the thing. Just do what you like, and if you like it, the cool thing of the internet is mostly you will find other people all over the world who might like it too, and if you be honest with yourself, and it will take much longer, but it will grow organically, and that's
Yeah.
the better way anyway.
Yeah, I agree. For example, if my band that barely anyone knows can go across the globe on like a 12-hour flight somewhere, and someone just shows up to have like pictures of you sign for them because they're absolutely stoked to see you, you didn't think anyone discovered you purposely, that is more a payment than a lot of the other things that I've done as a musician. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
And
exactly.
that, yeah, that was just like a show of like 20 people, and one of them happened to be like the most stoked dude that I've ever seen, and it was just a super happy experience.
And-
And it's just a little thing that is almost payment for yourself. It's gratifying seeing someone that excited over what you're doing.
Exactly. You get this confirmation just by this person, and anyway,
And
this
the
is this
little
is
thing that they do.
yeah, exactly, and this is why you do it, to kind of connect with people, to really touch them, and not just here. This is a new product. I mean, on the other way, of course, music is also a product, but it's kind of. It's a special product. It's not just something you throw out to, okay, here, you get it, take it or leave it. It's something you put in time and effort and thought into it. Like you said with the videos, you will not just do a video to have a video and to be found out, and that people can click something. It needs to really fit to you, and this is. I like your calmness on the whole thing. This is the best approach you can have, because you are grateful for the things that happen, and if there can always be more, but it could be much less. Like you said, you already have
Yeah, it could be much
the,
less. Yeah.
the cool stuff, and you take you take yourself seriously enough to to see if it's really what you want, and not what but you think the people or the media needs, and stuff, to feed the machine, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one little problem. I drank too much tea, and
Nice.
sorry.
Oh yeah, go to the washroom, man. It's all good.
Anyway, if you have a minute, if you just tell a story, and I will be back in a minute. Just say talk about your life, and I don't know. I'll be
Yeah.
back in 1 minute.
All right.
Seems like you didn't tell your life stories.
I
I
did
thought
think of something that I did want to show anyone that is going to watch, and I wanted to wait till you're back.
okay,
So,
but the problem is, it's for a podcast there is now a hole. You should have just. I'm completely with you. You should think about what you're saying, but I hoped you would say something while you're thinking about it.
sorry.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
So anyone that is watching that is an absolute gear nerd,
Mm-hmm.
I play Dunable guitars. The reason being, this is the Dunable that I play. It's an R2, which
Mm-hmm.
is a RD mock, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I play them is it is the only guitar that I've played within like over the last 10 years that I felt attached to. Like it just feels like it should be in my hands. Those guitars are made for people in this genre, in the small clubs where it's sweaty and gross. And these guitars absorb every ounce of beer that is thrown at them. It is fine. Um, they are super well made, and the guy that makes them, Sasha Dunable, he is a very upstanding person to me, at least. Um,
So you
a
know him
few years,
person? You know him personally?
um, only a little bit. I've met with him a few times. My past projects have played shows with his. Um, uh, so I did meet him personally. The first time I played one was at Psycho, California. Um, before it was Cyclo Las Vegas, which is a very big festival in Western America.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I played it. It was absolute butter. Uh, and I sold a lot of my gear and saved a lot of money and was basically eating only noodles for a couple of months to be able to afford it. But I had bought that guitar, and then a few months later, maybe 3 to 6, somewhere around
Mm-hmm.
there. Someone broke into my vehicle and actually stole it.
No.
Yeah, for real. Um, and it was gone for 3 months. Eventually, it came up, and I had gotten it back from the person that did steal it. Luckily, they just put it on Craigslist, and I was the first person to respond to them, and I met them and had a very not awesome conversation about getting my guitar back. But I got it back, and without any violence or anything like that.
Wow.
Um, yeah, but during that time, Sasha had sent me a guitar to use temporarily, and uh, he made me another guitar uh, while the temporary one was being given to me to kind of replace this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I eventually got it back. But he went out of his way to send me a guitar just because I had mine stolen from me. Like he
Mm-hmm.
actually felt
Wow.
bad for his customer and someone that like absolutely loves his guitars. So he was just that kindness alone just kind of showed me that a cool he's a cool musician. He gets it.
No, and it looks. I mean, I really like it. It looks not too heavy and not too light, as you were handling it, and it has
Yeah.
two humbuckers, I guess. What is it? What's on there?
So
No, it's
the
single coils. No, No, it's single
it it,
coils.
it's humbuckers.
Humbuckers.
Um,
Okay. Hmm.
so it's a mahogany, but a few years ago I got involved in like a fairly bad car accident, and my shoulder was pretty injured for a number of years, and I couldn't hold too much weight.
Mm-hmm.
So Sasha picked out the lightest mahogany that he could, and this is not at all heavy. Like it's maybe half the weight of a Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's awesome. Uh, but the pickups are a Dunnable Slug Wolf, which is awesome for Doom and Sludge.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Lundgren M6 in the bridge pickup. Lundgren is made in Sweden, I believe. The M6 was developed for the guitar player for Meshuggah quite a number of years ago.
Okay.
And that serves as my main pickup and has been in there since I've gotten this guitar. I have another donutable just sitting over there, but it's in its case. Pickups that I definitely have my eye on and have had my eye on for quite a while are Lawler pickups. Quite a few heavy artists are switching over to that company for the reason that it's a lower output. So if you're playing very thick, distorted tones, you actually get a clearer, distorted tone rather than just an oversaturated, lots of feedback that is annoying to a level.
It looks like it's kind of a normal strings on there, or is it what kind of strings you use? Some I mean low ones, or what? Because it looked quite normal to me, you know. But I don't think you just played normal strings.
I don't play gauges that are actually too heavy either. We tune to drop B, which is quite low, but I set the guitar up to play lighter strings, so I play 11 to 56. Okay. But the recommended for my tuning is 12 to 60, so quite a bit thicker. That's why it doesn't seem too bad.
It looks quite normal, you know, like a normal tuned guitar, basically.
Yeah. I don't want Arnold Schwarzenegger hands to be able to like bend a string. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I'm a bass player, so you know, for me, you know, this is still very small. But I remember as I saw the first 8-string guitar, I was like, "What is this? This looks like a bass with a normal guitar on it." You know, because I didn't really got the concept. And yeah, but of course, when you know I got into it more, and the problem is, as you know, the lower you go, the less you know the strings just hang around, and when you cannot play anymore.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. They just hurt your hands playing after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and you know if you tune down normal strings, it's kind of you cannot play anymore because we are so
loose.
So loose. It's ridiculous. So what kind of amps are you using? Because you know, for your stuff, could almost go a bass amp. You know, a higher tuned bass amp or something like this.
Actually, that is my bass
your stack.
Except for the top two heads. The first head at the very top is the dark glass head.
Oh, cool! You got a dark glass.
It is amazing. I don't personally have it. A fellow musician has it. It is an amazing amp, and it makes everything sound like shit for real.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like you can dial quite versatile tones. That head can sound like that orange or that Ampeg in quite easily tone wise. And has lots of headroom for pedals and stuff like that. Below that is the orange OB1300. That is great for recording. It sounds very thick. And even for much larger theater shows, it'll sound great through front of house, stuff like that. And below that is the Ampeg SVT VR. That model has no gain on it. It is just clean, and I would have to put that at almost its max volume, which would easily shake this whole building. It's super, super loud.
Okay.
I have it at like 2, and it rumbles this room.
I see. I see.
It's very that is an amazing pedal platform.
And what kind of speakers you have?
Uh, it's just an Ampeg cab below that. And beside that, I will show you
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, that is a 6505 PV, and with orange cab, orange head. Also a fellow musicians, and over here
Oh, well.
behind this ladder is my rig. Orange stack, PV 6505 plus, all that good stuff.
Cool.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, you're well equipped, basically.
Yeah, I really like collecting gear for basically no reason other than utility. Like I can just bring it to recording sessions, stuff like that. So I have tons of pedals, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I kind of made the deal with myself because, of course, gear is a cool thing, but I was like, if I buy something new, something old has to go because, I mean, you seem to have enough room and space for everything, but, it's also after a while, I ask myself, how often do I use it? How do I really need it and stuff? So, and it's also, of course, a money issue, I guess you know that.
I definitely collected too much gear when I was younger. So I didn't actually spend a whole lot on the current gear that I have now, just because I got it all very cheap. The only thing that I spent too much money on was pedals, but I bought enough that I just ended up needing to fix them, and rather than take it to a technician, I just started kind of learning to fix it myself. So now I'm at the point where I'm just going to make my own pedals.
Wow, that's cool. That's I mean, when you have a real unique sound.
Yeah. That, and I don't have the finances to spend dimes and $100 bills on every pedal that I want. I rather spend $25, learn a new skill, and I get that sound that I'm going to use on one record, one time. I don't know.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's kind of, for me personally, it is sometimes it's better to have less options because when you are forced to work with what you have and be more creative, it's if you have too many options and you do this and this and that, for one thing you kind of oversaturate the sound sometimes. You put in too much, and
I fully agree. Which is why I got to the point where I just stopped buying pedals. I'll only rent one or make one if I want a specific sound for recording only, really.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So live, it would sound a little bit different when you record. You have more effects, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but this is fine. That's always where the difference between a studio album and then a live recording. So, and there should be a difference, I think so, because it would be stupid not to use the time in the studio to make something special, and then live you don't really need to recreate it exactly like that, because when you've been your own cover band basically, and that's not why people people don't want to. I mean. Yes and no. People want to see the music and hear the music you make, but for a live show, they kind of expect that there will be live elements which are different from the recording. So, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely take that into consideration. That sorry, actually, 1 second. I need to charge my laptop.
No problem. okay, I'm gonna fill the void a little bit and say something because in the in the podcast. Anyway, he has a really nice studio, and apparently he shares it with other bands as well. So I was just filling the void a little bit because I don't mind silence, but on a podcast it's really annoying if there's nothing going on. So I was just telling the listeners that you have a nice rehearsal space, but apparently you shared with other people, and I heard some other music in the background. So I guess there's another rehearsal going on
Yeah.
at the moment. So you're in a house or a building, maybe a factory or something where you rehearse.
Just a rehearsal building. There's tons of other bands in other rooms here.
Yeah, as I was living in Montreal, actually, I was also in a rehearsal building, and there was lots of bands there, and somebody told me the Men Without Hats also rehearsed there as we were still small. I don't know if you know this band. It's more a pop band and stuff. So I was like, oh yes, something something to talk about.
The band Mother. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. They're like an indie rock band. They're quite large. They play big theater shows all the time. Did. They're probably the biggest band that plays here, as well as a band called Hallow Catharsis. They're more of a technical metal band. And Unleash the Archers. Used to rehearse here.
Unleash the Archers. I heard of them. Yeah, they're quite big.
Yeah, very cool people.
So you got good company.
Yeah.
And it's an old factory building, or what is it? Where you?
No, actually, this one's a newer building. A group of people own quite a bunch of rehearsal buildings. This is one of the newer ones.
I see. Okay, yeah. Cool. And you shared with one or two bands, apparently.
Yeah, Sear also plays in this rehearsal space, as well as Warm Witch.
Okay. Warm Witch or Warm Witch?
Worm Witch.
Worm Witch, okay. I was like, a Warm Witch, okay, yeah, you know.
yeah, okay. Yeah, they're a cool bunch. They are, yeah.
Okay, cool. So thank you for the tour. So people who want to really get the most out of it, of course, we should watch the video. So to see your, it was Dunnable, the guitar, right?
Yes.
Dunnable. Okay. So is there some last words you wanna share with the audience? Something you wanna some profound stuff we should know or think about?
I think the best thing that I could probably say that is going to be a little bit productive is anyone that is watching that is a new musician, make all those mistakes before you get to something you actually like if you haven't already. Try not to burden other people around you with unrealistic ideas that is just unhealthy to be around. And encourage the other musicians around you, because metal in general is not the biggest genre there is, period. So you should be encouraging those other bands that do need encouragement, because not everyone has the confidence around you to get off their feet on their own. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's a good point, because but people sometimes forget, it's really true. It takes I mean, it takes some guts to get in front of an audience, to play your own songs, and to get out on a stage, and I don't know about your stage fright or something, but it's not just, not everyone is a born rock star, and you learn and you progress and you get better by doing it, and also live shows is the only. I mean, you can rehearse a lot, and you can learn to do things, and but a live show is a live show. You never know what you get if you get 20 people who are really into you, or 20 people who don't really care, and you still have to perform, or you get hecklers, or you get things thrown at you, or whatever. So you can never really be. My point is, a live show is something different, something you just need to do it a lot to be good at it, to learn it. It's not something you can practice in the rehearsal space. That's my point I wanted to make. And so thank you very much for your time, and for your review. And I wish you all the best. But I think, from my feeling, you're very well set up for whatever happens. You're in the right place, it seems like. So if you get the new stuff out, just let me know, and
absolutely.
So I can do my little part, to help you get a greater audience. Like I said, I'm a little bit. For me, you are more a fringe kind of thing, because I like doom and gloom and metal, but mostly with an electronic or industrial edge with it. But I liked your music, so that's why we're talking.
If it makes you feel any better, I really like Typo Negative.
Oh, really? Oh, this is. I really like Typo Negative, of course. Thank you. Now you're my friend. Before I was a little bit like, I was sitting on the fence, but now I like you.
Typo Negative, Drab Majesty, all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and it's fine. This is we talked about it. In one way, as I said in the beginning, I hate to put labels on it, but on another way, it's really tough to there's so much music out there, and I'm also a playlist curator, and I get sent music from other, and so I want to kind of I want to get the music I want, I like the most. Sometimes there is even rap or hip hop I like, and I will play it, but it's very rarely. So anyway, my point is, I hate labels, but I need to use them a little bit, because otherwise I get overwhelmed with stuff. If you just, it's just a floodgate of, and I cannot handle it. I'm just one person. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best. Say hi to Canada for me. I loved my time. I was 2 years in Montreal, and it was one of the greatest time in my life. I love the people. I love the ladies. And
and as well as to everyone in Germany, Guten Morgen or Guten Abend.
Yeah, no, perfect. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen is the right thing now. If you want to be more general, say Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Yeah.
Guten Tag. Yeah, this is just good day to you, sir. And have a nice evening. And just hit me up again if you have some more material, and if you want to talk again. Thank you for your studio tour, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ciao.